This is Straight Up Tekken, episode 17, General Attack Rules. This episode will cover some very common attack rules. To start, high homing moves will generally never be faster than 14 frames. Mid homing moves at fastest will generally be 17 frames. Lows that are plus on hit without being launched, or at least minus 14, are generally at least 19 frames. Medium to high reward lows are almost always over 15 frames. Lows that are 14 frames or less are almost always minus, or rarely 0 on hit. Homing lows, which are quite rare by themselves, are nearly always 20 frames or more. If a string has 3 hits, it is generally minus 10 to minus 13 on block. If the string has a counter hit property, it is almost always at least minus 13 if 3 hits or more, or likely ends in a duckable high, and the same goes for very delayable strings. If a string is confirmable, it is almost always punishable. Strings that seemingly have no apparent counterplay, such as Leo 324 and 323, almost always have a part that is steppable or duckable. For this string, you duck the second hit. Strings that are heavily plus on block, such as Leo back 1-4, are almost always steppable, interruptible, or have a part you can duck. Strings would begin with mids and contain a second hit low followed by a mid are almost always very punishable on block. Strings coming off of a down forward 1 are seemingly random and never applicable moves that have at least 3 hits are almost always the start of 10 hit combos. For 10 hit combos, they fall in 3 main camps. 10 hits that are all mids, those of which these rules apply. If a 10 hit is all highs and mids, the 5th or 6th hit of said 10 hit is often at least minus 18, Shaheen being a prime example, but may not be interruptible. A high at some point in said 10 hit is duckable for launch, or some part of the 10 hit is steppable. There are 10 hits with lows added in, of which these rules generally apply. The low will likely be on the 5th or 6th hit, as with the mid 10 hits. There's usually a high on the 6th or 7th hit, depending on if the low was on the 5th or 6th hit. In the case of Paul 10 hit, a low on the 5th hit, a high on the 7th. The last 3 hits of the 10 hit, assuming there's a low on hit 5 and a high on hit 7, are steppable or sidewalkable in some capacity. Paul, another prime example. And lastly, 10 hits that are steppable or sidewalkable, of which these rules apply. Most of these 10 hits have lows outside of hits 5 and 6. Most of them have high startup moves that appear steppable, such as Lily 10 hit. They are calmly on characters that require good matchup knowledge compared to more simple characters such as Dragunov. Keep these rules in mind and attempt to beat the opponent at their own game. That's all for this one. Catch you later, or not.